After having graduated from San Jose State, getting an accounting degree, and becoming a certified public accountant, that there's no way that I could continue to be an accountant for 30-year career, I decided that I needed a little more excitement in my life, and so I applied to both the FBI and the IRS Criminal Investigation Division. You might think that that looks like a rewarding career as an IRS special agent. And I consider this my enlightenment process, which I'm going to have to go through very quickly. But basically, I was an avid listener of talk radio in the San Francisco Bay Area, and a talk show host had this guest. Some of you may have heard of her, D.V. Kidd. And she was talking about the federal income tax and the monetary system and the New World Order and Agenda 21 and all these different kinds of issues. And at that time, I was still like, aren't those people kooks? But I was able to see through that and just listen because this particular host was quite provocative. But after D.V. Kidd made this presentation about the federal income tax, I kind of took offense at it. I mean, she even said that the federal income tax was largely a voluntary system. And, the IRS gave me a Sig Sauer 9mm and bulletproof vest and shotgun training. And I thought to myself, lady, this tax ain't voluntary. But I kind of looked at myself and I thought, well, okay, I could just pinch myself, but I've achieved a certain amount of education and experience and training. Maybe I should look into it more and use my skills to do so. If she's lying, then I'm going to expose her for lying. If she's not lying, then I'm going to expose whoever is lying. So as any trained investigator would do, I decided I'd utilize investigative training to seek out the truth, gather evidence, interview witnesses. So sample fact, I can't get into all the details, but the average working American is not liable to pay the federal income tax. The law clearly states that only Americans who are liable for the income tax are required to keep records and file returns. The law clearly states that only Americans who are liable for the income tax are required to keep records and file returns. And in case you're wondering if the IRS agrees with what the law requires, you might check out their Disclosure, Privacy Act, and Paperwork Reduction Act in the tax booklets. They refer to these sections and say that those sections say that you must file a return or statement with us for any tax you are liable for. So the IRS agrees. Well, after I had to come to some kind of a conclusion because I really didn't expect to arrive at the conclusion that I did, which was that the IRS was knowingly, at least at the upper levels, knowingly deceiving the American public and stealing their property.